Alright, in this video, I want to talk about two things here real quick. Why the rapture has to be really, really, really soon, and how this fella here might be an Antichrist, if not the Antichrist. So all those people who believe that the Antichrist has to be revealed before the rapture, well, here you are. Now, I was watching some videos this morning about the movie Sound of Freedom, and people are talking about how this is a propaganda piece and how it is getting you upset about the child trafficking, which you ought to be. But like I was saying, is that they're using this somehow, because I didn't see the movie, but these videos talked about in this movie, the solution was to microchip the children. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what they're doing here. They're molesting your children, and they're like, hey, you want it to stop, we'll get them microchipped. You see, it's problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem so that they get a reaction out of you so that they can give you the solution that you didn't want to do in the first place, which is, why would you microchip your child? Unless they create a situation where it's beneficial to microchip your child. And then when you get to the children, that it's normal to be microchipped, well, you just set for the next generation that they're going to think, oh yeah, I was microchipped and it's fine to microchip my children and all this stuff. It's just weird if you don't get microchipped, right? So they're setting the stage there. And while checking that out, there was a video about Trump. Now, when he was president, he was talking about how he doesn't even want to do 5G. He wants to skip over and do 6G internet service, where basically that is where the human being itself becomes the internet. And it's interesting that he puts himself here as Batman. He even calls himself Batman, right? He's the billionaire that cares about you, right? No. No. You see, they use stuff like Batman and Iron Man to make you think that these rich people actually care about you. No. They care about you looking at them as a hero, right? Because if you look at them as a hero, you're not looking at them as, hey, I want what you have, so I'm going to take it. The haves versus the have-nots. Instead, they get you to think that they are your hero and that you vicariously live through them. It's all a Jedi mind trick. But one of the interesting things in one of these Batman movies was where Batman uses cell phones and the internet service, the Wi-Fi, to create kind of like a sonar to see everything with all the Wi-Fi bouncing off everything. They could see everything because it's everywhere, right? And recently I saw some articles where they can do that. They can actually use all the Wi-Fi pinging, bouncing off everything, where the Wi-Fi is a camera. It's watching everything. So if you have Wi-Fi in your house, it can see what's going on in the house. It can see you because it's like echolocation from a bat or a dolphin or with a submarine with sonar, where it sends out a sound, and as it bounces back, it's able to tell what it's looking at by how fast the sound comes back. And obviously very sophisticated brain network to pick up all these differential things. And just imagine if people were emitting the Wi-Fi through some kind of chip. Then you're definitely watching everything, even when they go places where there isn't the Wi-Fi access. You can look up Bill Gates's 060606 pattern, where there's some kind of chip that actually is powered by your biochemical body through heat and movement and all the stuff that your body naturally does actually powers the chip, so it doesn't need new batteries. It's powered by you. And you can see how all of these things are coming together. And Trump was saying in this video that he gets back into office that he's going to have all this stuff ready to go. And he says it's going to be on the land, it's going to be on the sea, it's going to be in the air. Everybody's going to have this so that they can protect the children. It's all for the children. Think of the children. That's how they get you, right? Get you in the fields where you're not thinking logically anymore. You just want to protect the children, right? So if you don't want to do this, then you're evil and you don't care about the children. When it's quite the opposite. It's a whole manipulation tactic where it's like, okay, you won't take the chip, but if we get you to give your children the chip, well, they're going to grow up thinking nothing of it. So once you're old, you don't matter, you die off, the next generations are going to be okay with taking chips and microchips and injecting things into their body, trusting the government with that kind of thing. It's getting to that point. We're already there. And that's why I was saying this guy, he does look like an Antichrist, one of the 10 kings, if not the Antichrist, as there's a YouTube channel called Antichrist 45, and it has a lot of good videos depicting this guy as the Antichrist. And a lot of it was just stuff I was hearing out. But then when I saw him coming up talking about people getting chipped, really pushing for 6G, I was like, whoa, I think there's a little bit more to what this guy's saying. I think he's going to come out with a video pretty soon talking about, yep, I told you this guy is the man of sin. And that's why the rapture is going to be soon. Not just because the Antichrist is revealed, but think about what he wants to do. You see, the children aren't deciding to get microchipped themselves. They don't even really know what's going on, especially the younger they are, right? They're just doing whatever their parents tell them. Same thing with getting you can't even say the word, but they have their annual snake bite that they would get to protect them from getting sick or something, right? The child doesn't want to do that, obviously. They're just doing what their parents put them up to do, right? That's the same thing with the chip. Except if this happens to be the mark of the beast and it's not the precursor to it, because it could just be a precursor, getting everybody used to the idea and showing you, hey, see, nothing's bad when you have the chip. These people are just conspiracy theorists. It's all good. It's all being used for your good. Getting everybody used to it so they can get more and more people to take it. Then they trigger the side effects that if you don't have it, well, then you can't buy or sell. You can't go to school. You can't have a business. You can't have a job. You can't buy or sell. So it's like a stepping stone, right? But like I was saying, they want to do this to the children where they get you to have your children. Something's going to pop up here. Yeah, sorry about that. I was doing an edit. I was hoping to finish this before that happened, but I hope you're understanding with that. But anyway, with these children, they want you to get the children vaccinated. Ah, crap, I just said that. They're probably going to block this video, but I didn't even mean to say that. I meant to say chipped. They want you to get the children chipped, and it's not even for their choice, right? So that's why Jesus is going to step in. Because if this is the mark of the beast, everybody who takes the mark of the beast is damned. So God's going to come in, he's going to take his people, and he's going to take the children. All the children who are below the age of consent, below the age of accountability, where they don't understand what they're doing. He's going to take them and protect them from what's going on here because they don't have a choice in the matter. And everybody is going to have to make a choice whether they go to heaven or hell. And if you take that choice away, God's going to intervene. He's going to butt in. Right? So, with that being said here, that is why the rapture is going to be very soon. Like when I saw these things, I started to think about Barry All and the other people talking about this Pentecost. I was like, hey, mate, hopefully it is this Pentecost. If not, the Feast of Trumpets that's coming up. I think that might be it. But like I've been saying, I think the earliest it could happen is actually 2024. So I think it'd be around this time next year. But hopefully I'm wrong. It won't break my heart any if I'm wrong, and I'll actually be happy if I'm wrong and it's this year. And but I actually think the earliest that it can happen is around this time next year. Either my bets would be around either Shavuot, where Jesus ascended, or the Feast of Trumpets, the day and hour nobody knows. Pentecost would be number 3, and my number 4 would actually tie to Hanukkah, since it ties to the name of Enoch, which is Hanuk, tied to Hanukkah, and he was raptured before the flood. So that's also a possibility, because Hanukkah has to do with the dedication of the temple. And like the video I just made about how we are the church, we are the temple of God, the house of God. So that rededication, Hanukkah, could be where God is rebuilding the spiritual temple with us, the believers. So those would be the 4 dates I would be looking at, but who knows for sure, right? I'm more worried about the year. Like I like what I hear from the community, that they're looking for the rapture, and they're talking about basically every feast day. And it's like, okay, how about you slow down and think about the year? What year? And while I took time to think about the year, not saying I'm right, but I would say it had to be between 2024 and 2026. It would be the year. Now, the month, day, and hour, not too sure. But like I said, probably around one of those 4 feasts. If not on the feast themselves, on the day. But God didn't come tell me. I don't have anything where I'm 100% sure. This is just an educated guess, a hypothesis of looking at the information that I have, looking through this glass darkly. That's what I come to. And yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching.
So that fella couldn't join the church. He couldn't join the church. He couldn't get baptized. He couldn't get baptized. He woke up with God. He woke up with the devil. Are you saved? Amen. So that fella didn't take the sacraments. Didn't take the sacraments. Didn't say the rosary. Didn't say the rosary. Didn't tithe. Didn't tithe. He went to heaven. He went to hell. You saved? Didn't keep the law. He didn't keep the law. He broke the commandments. He broke the commandments. He didn't keep the golden rule. He didn't keep the golden rule. He woke up in glory. He woke up in the pit. Are you saved? You're saved. If you're not saved, you're over here or you're over here. You sure ain't in the middle. He said, Lord, remember me, thou comest thy kingdom. And Jesus turned to him and said, verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be saved. Just like that. You have been saved? If you ever saved, you were saved like that.